over the years to build up the field of criminal records advocates around the country. She's held many convenings such as this, hosted countless webinars, written toolkits and reports, and spent many, many hours on the phone with people, advising them, giving them insight, including many people in this room. So while we have you all here, we wanted to take a minute to recognize her, and we have a little award for you that I have to now try to get out of this container. To Sharon for all of your work.
I grew up poor in South Philly, and so it ain't a whole lot that you can do to me because I grew up poor. Like, I remember one time when the gas was off in my house, I had to take a hospital basin and put water in it and heat it up in the microwave so that I could get washed in the morning and go to school. So like, when that's my childhood, it ain't a whole lot you want to know that to where I'm gonna be like, oh my God, the world's coming to an end. No, I know what it looks like. I used to eat spam. Y'all eat spam? If you in Hawaii, it's great, but everywhere else, but you know, and so for me, you know, that was kind of how I was built, right? And so when I would walk into places, you know, some people, some of my more left-leaning friends would be like, yo, you ain't really do nothing. All right, I'm telling you, I know what I'm doing. Now I'm walking around with this Republican white woman, and they're like, oh, Jordan, you didn't change. Nah, I know what I'm doing. Building consensus does not mean you have to compromise your morals.
Yes.
It doesn't mean that. And sometimes we think that just because I'm trying to build consensus, I'm still me. I never changed. I just knew the pathway that we had to take to get to where we wanted to go. And so I don't want to just paint this portrait that it is always going to be. There are still folks to this day, some of my left-leaning friends, who be looking at me like, I don't know about Jordan. It's like, yo, cool, but just look at my track record. And for many of them, I've come back to them like, I told you we were going to do this. And it was like, no, I ain't believe you. I'm like, I get it, I understand that. But sometimes you just gotta have faith. And so, you know, I'm a very, my faith is important to me. Mm-hmm. And so, you know, I'll be honest with you, sometimes to this day, getting leadership like this stuff is not easy. Sometimes I go home and I'm, cry like, oh, I'm telling you, the most hurtful thing is when somebody that you know, start to question your morals and your motives. Mm-hmm. Now that hurts. Mm-hmm. Everything else, if you don't know me, I can take it. Because you don't know me. But when you know my mama, you knew my grandma, and you question me, that hurts a little bit. I'll be honest with you. And in this work, you have to be able to handle that. Mm-hmm. As long as you know where you're trying to go. Okay? You're going to have to go, you like to roll up your sleeves and get dirty. Politics is not a clean profession. Everybody like to eat the sausage. Mm-hmm. Nobody wants to know about how they had to grind that pig up and make it. Mm-hmm. Anybody in here ever ate a scrapper? Do you know what is in scrapper? I'd rather not tell you. It's very delicious though. But that's politics. And so don't let people disillusion you that you're going to be able to come in and, you're going to be talking about all of these ideas and everybody's going to be like, oh, you're so wonderful, you're so great, we're going to do this for all the right reasons. Nah, I had to cut deals. I had to look at my community and say, all right, I can get down with this. Because, it might not be pretty, but I can get down with this. Because on this side, when I get this, it's going to change the game, right? And you got to be, I'll be honest with you, if you're not willing to do that, don't go down this road. Because I promise you, there's going to come a time where you're going to have to look at somebody and you're going to have to give them something that they want so that you can get what you need. And it's not easy. People going to talk about you. They're going to criticize you. You know, people always, we romanticize Dr. King. But if you look at the polls on Dr. King's popularity when he was killed, he was not popular at all. When he started talking about poverty, when he started talking about militarism, when he started talking about the Vietnam War, he was persona non grata. Most black folk didn't even bang with Dr. King when he died. Now all of a sudden everybody thinks he's the greatest. Except for those crazy Republicans that was in that group chat.
I just want to say that what Howdy and Joe just said is true not only for politically elected leaders and for political operatives, but for the advocates in this room. There were plenty of people who said to CLS when we got clean slate passed, well, that law don't do nothing. You know, that's not very much. What are you so proud of? And same as the chairman, we knew it was not the end. It was, we thought it was a tremendous first step. So I really encourage you all to take to heart what they're saying. You're going to get criticized sometimes for not going far enough, but the reality is you often have to look at the question of, do I want to get something done or do I want to be pure? Because if you're going to be pure, that's cool, but then you may not get anything done. So just be prepared to understand that there will be some not so happy moments.
I mean, it's absurd too, right? Like the passage of a piece of legislation is not the end of the road. I mean, it's just another day. You know, I mean, I think that was one thing that worried me about First Step is, you know, when we had there was so much celebration. Oh my God, the celebration of First Step, and just, it goes on to this day. I think we just had a 5-year anniversary, like, and it's great. It's great to celebrate, but it also I think was it was a little bit damaging because people thought, oh, we've done criminal justice reform now. You know, we've done it. It's over. No, it's the journey, right? And so the passage of a piece of legislation is not the end. It's the beginning, right? It's the beginning. It's like now we're going to see this implemented. We're going to know if it works. We're going to be able to build on that. So, and I would urge you, you know, to use that narrative if you are being criticized. I also want to though say, I want to be cognizant of. I also appreciate people who are out there saying it doesn't go far enough. It's not, you know, because I think you actually have. I think that's strategic. I mean,
yes.
with First Step Act, I mean, we actually said, I mean, I'll never forget saying to Anita Duke, yes, oppose this. You all need to get out and oppose it. And this was, I think it was the House bill. It didn't have the sentencing reforms yet. And I said, you know, I think it's okay if you oppose it because I think, you know, we have to add the sentencing reforms on the Senate side. We need our, you know, Senate champions to hold firm for the sentencing piece. So, like, you know, it is strategic at times, but just be very careful criticizing your champions. You know, you do not want to hurt your champions politically. I mean, that to me, then you've taken it too far. But it can be strategic to oppose a piece of legislation. Just do it respectfully.
But it has to be strategic, and
right.
and that's what, especially in this room, if you can take anything away, you got to learn how to be strategic, right? I've had some of my friends, they get it now because we were successful, and I'm not going to show you a text, but I could show you text messages where I have some of my left-leaning friends who will tell me, I agree with what you're doing. When I get out here on this press conference, I'm going to have to say this. I'm okay with that. That I'm okay with. You know what I mean? But like, yo, don't go online talking about my mom and my weight and my I can't. First of all, I've got deference. Like, let's be very clear about the life that I live. Like, I've had people talk real crazy on social media. Now, most of those people would never say it to my face because, never mind. But you talking crazy. And so, like, I tell my homies, like, yo, I get what y'all gotta do, but like your folks gotta chill too. Like, some of that stuff, you know, that's like you said, you can't hurt the champions. But it has to be strategic. And you gotta, honestly, if you gonna do this work, You have to understand that it is all about being strategic in your actions. There are certain groups who oppose everything we've done, from clean slate to probation reform, all of this stuff, where it was helpful in a sense because it made it seem like, to my Republican folks, if there are certain groups that are opposed to it, they're like, oh, okay, great. Because if those folks were on board, then my Republican folks will be like, oh, we're the sky is falling, right? Well, on our side of the aisle, I need the DA's Association to be on board on some of these things. You know what I mean? And that makes some of my left-leaning friends, a little anxious. But it gotta be strategic. And so those conversations have, and I'm okay with that. I'm okay with you saying to me, Jordan, I know what you're doing. I got you. But when I go at this press conference, I'm gonna say these things. Keep it respectful, because I'm still a man. It was only I don't know how some of these folks, serve in an administration where the man is talking about your wife. Like, you can't do certain, if you're from the hood, you can't talk about somebody's mom. You talk about somebody's mom, we supposed to fight. I know I'm non-violent, but if you talk about my mom, it's certain things you can't come back from, right? And understand that in politics. I will get up and give a fiery speech. Certain things I'm not going to say. And that comes also, this is the last thing I'll say about this, that also comes from relationships. I can't talk about your kids and your husband and your spouse if I know them. If I've listened to you tell stories about your son playing baseball or playing basketball, if I listen to you talk about, your love for, Cheryl Deloja loves baseball. She actually houses some of the players who play for the minor league team in Harrisburg. She houses them in her home, right? It's hard for me to now say that this person is the devil when I know them, right? And so that relationship with people that you disagree with, if all of your friends agree with you, you need a new friends group.
Amen.
Seriously,
Yeah.
if all your friends agree with you, you need a new friends group. I appreciate those, because here's the other thing. Some of those folks make me better. They see things in holes that I didn't see. Because we all in here, we're idealistic about what we're doing, we're gung-ho, and you don't see that pothole that's right there. But there's going to be somebody who's like, I don't know, I don't think that's good, because it is. It's actually going to make you better.
Did somebody write that down? What is it you just said? If all of your friends in your friend group agrees with you, you need some new friends.
You do.
That is, to me,
In this business,
that is a great takeaway.
Yes, I agree.
You're funny.
Like, he's a tall guy. Hello everyone, my name is Tiffany Michelle Gray from Memphis, Tennessee, a part of the Shelby County team in collaboration with Knox County, and these teams make up the Black Clergy Collaborative of Memphis and Housing for All Tennessee. My own organization is the Multicultural Progressive South, a fiscally sponsored project of the Social Good Fund and an indivisible chapter. Although I am not here to talk about my own hopes of civic education on a national level, which I also hope will build literacy through creative arts education, such as spoken word, hip hop, and theater arts education, especially creative public speaking, but I will say that I envision a future where Black and brown children are not civically disengaged and unaware, economically disadvantaged, and have literacy rates that will never allow them to do more than slip into systems designed for them to become a crime statistic, but I digress. On behalf of the Black Clergy Collaborative of Memphis and Housing for All Tennessee, we envision a future where there is housing for all and fair policies for homeless and unhoused are made into law. We imagine a future where evictions do not harm the futures of home ownership capacities for families, and we appreciate Policy Link for entertaining a non-lawyer artist like myself to be in your midst. I have quite enjoyed your very legalese company. Thank you.
Coming into fruition, and just want to thank my team again, Nina, Jasmine, also they, and of course Sharon, who's been a huge inspiration to me throughout my career, has pushed me to do amazing things that I have followed. Work with you in this way, from this perspective, and for us to continue doing this great work together from different places. So thank you all again.